Have you ever felt like you're just spinning in circles, life after life, challenge after challenge, joy followed by sorrow, gain followed by loss? Have you ever wondered, in this endless cycle of birth and death, what truly matters most? If you had only one thing you could carry forward through lifetimes, what should it be? Welcome back to the channel, where we uncover wisdom that cuts through illusion and helps us live with purpose. Today's insight comes from a deeply revered Master Mengcan, a great monastic teacher who offered one piece of advice that has transformed countless lives. His words are simple, but their impact is enormous. The most valuable thing to do in the cycle of rebirth is to practice reciting the Buddha's name. Now, before you say, "I've heard that before," or "I already chant," take a breath. What we're exploring today is not the surface of chanting, but the soul of it, because chanting without understanding is like sailing without direction will drift forever. Let's begin with a deep truth. Within the cycle of rebirth, everything we now hold dear will eventually vanish. Or jobs, or possessions, or relationships, or body, even your memories. What remains is your consciousness and the karma you've created. So what can you bring with you from life to life? Only your mind's purity, your vows, and your spiritual momentum. That's why Master Mengcan's advice is so powerful. He says, all worldly accomplishments are like rating in water, gone in an instant, but a single sincere chant of Amitabha Buddha's name is recorded in the ocean of karma and echoes through eternity. Imagine that every time you chant, it's not just sound, it's a seed that can sprout into peace, of protection, guidance, and eventually liberation. Let's dive into the story that changed Master Mengcan's entire view on practice. As a young monk, Mengcan was highly intellectual. He loved scriptures, philosophy, and debate. He thought chanting was for the uneducated. How can repeating one name lead to enlightenment? He asked. He focused on study, but his mind became dry. He found himself anxious, restless, judgmental, and arrogant. Then one night he had a vivid dream. In the dream he saw a river filled with souls. Some were crying, some screaming, some were silent, but all were drifting helplessly in the current. He stood on the bank shouting philosophy, but no one heard him. Suddenly an old monk appeared, standing calmly in the river, reciting Namo Amitabha. As he chanted, the water around him stilled, and suffering beings were drawn to him, like a lighthouse in the fog. They grabbed his robe and were lifted to safety. When Mengcan woke up, he wept. He realized words don't save people, concepts don't confer. Only the power of sincere practice, the vibration of the Buddha's name, can reach beyond intellect and touch the soul. From that day forward, he made a vow to prioritize Buddha name recitation. He didn't abandon study, but he understood its purpose: to inspire practice, not replace it. Here's the core of Master Mengcan's teaching. If you only have time to do one thing before you die, chant the Buddha's name with all your heart. Because in the moment of death, all theories collapse, all knowledge fades. But if your last thought is Namo Amitabha, the Pure Land opens its gates. Let me share the story of Auntie Jang. She was an illiterate woman who worked in a rural market her whole life. She couldn't read a single word of scripture, but every day for 40 years she chanted the Buddha's name while cutting vegetables, walking, or sitting quietly. One day, as he fell ill, her family rushed her to the hospital. As he lay on the bed, he smiled and whispered Namo Amitabha over and over. Witnesses said her room felt warm and fragrant. Her face was glowing. He passed away peacefully with a smile. Was she a scholar? Was she a meditation master? But her practice was sincere, stable, and deep. And that's what matters. Now you may ask, but isn't chanting mechanical? Doesn't it become meaningless? Not if you understand the heart behind it. Chanting isn't about how many times you repeat a name, it's about how much of yourself you bring into each chant. Here's how to deepen your chanting. Chant with intention. Before each session, remind yourself why you chant. Is it for rebirth in the Pure Land, to calm the mind, to offer merit to others? Set your motivation clearly. Chant with presence. Let every syllable be a bell of awakening. Owned rush, owned drifts, if your mind wanders, gently return. Each return is a deepening hand with surrender. Let go of expectations, let go of trying to feel something, and just chant like rain falling, like wine blowing, naturally, continuously. Chant in daily life. While driving or walking or cooking, clean, a chant silently or aloud. Let the Buddha's name become the soundtrack of your life. Chant with others. Group chanting magnifies energy. It creates a field of shared sincerity that lifts everyone higher. Master Mengcan taught that chanting is like laying down a spiritual railroad. Every time you repeat the name, another piece of track is placed. When death comes and the train arrives, if you've built your track with care, it will carry you across samsara to the pure land. But if you wait until death to start building, it may be too late. He also warned, don't wait for a perfect environment. Chant in chaos, chant in sorrow, chant in joy. Life will never be perfect, but your resolve can be. He told the story of a man who had a violent temper. Every time he got angry, he chanted Namo Amituphode instead of react. Slowly, his anger faded. He's replaced fury. If relationships heal, this is the secret of real chant, and it's not escape, it's transformation. You don't chant to forget problems, you chant to face them with clarity. You don't chant to avoid emotion, you chant to purify it. You don't chant to get something, you chant to become someone once more grounded, loving, and awake. Master Mengcan also emphasized the power of faith. He said, faith is the seed, chanting is the water, practice is the sun. Together they grow the lotus of rebirth. Without faith, a chanting is dry. Without chanting, a faith is theory. Without practice, a both wither. Let's close with a practical reflection. Imagine you have only 1 week left alive. Would you still chase arguments, scroll endlessly, complain about the past? Or would you sit quietly, hands together, chanting with love? Now here's the truth, you may not have 1 week, none of us knows how long we have. So start now. Build your railroad. Plant your lotus. And when the time comes, may the light of Amitabha guide you home. Thank you for watching this video. If it brought peace to your heart, please share your experience in the comments. When did chanting help you most? How has your practice deepened over time? Like a comment and subscribe for more teachings that help you prepare, not just for tomorrow, but for eternity.